A very good evening there. Thanks for joining us here on Ideal World. This is one of those great nights when we team up with a giant partner. I'm talking a giant partner when it comes to the holiday industry. In this case, we're talking cruises. Planet Cruise, and many times you'll hear us say throughout the show that this is the #1 agent for the cruise lines. Now, because there's so much to share with you, I've written some notes down. I want you to look out for the cruise to the Middle East. I cannot believe that we've got a cruise to the Middle East. We're talking Dubai, Abu Dhabi, all these big places for under £85 a night. Be looking out for that. We've also got Caribbean cruises, Mediterranean cruises. We've got a special guest coming in tonight, and she's been joining us from Cruise and Maritime. We're going to be telling you about their 10-year history. I believe there's going to be 2 additional deals that will come in spontaneously throughout the show. And as I was saying, just before our little advert break, you can, in fact, get a cruise tonight for a deposit of just £1. So if you hear a cruise that you're interested in, fact, get a pen or paper and get ready to write down the cruise ID numbers. Now, it is a different phone number to usual because you're going to be talking to the Planet Cruise team, not our team. In fact, the team, you can see the arm of part of the team right here. Hello. Let me introduce you. Let me introduce you, Glenn.
Hello,
how are you, Glenn? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
What's happened with the outfits tonight, then? Do we just both...
We need to email each other and so we don't look like twins.
This is... What's going on?
That's why I put a jumper on, so we don't look like twins. And I'm baking in here.
Listen, just want to quickly say, we've got a great show coming up. I say we've got Moira from Cruise and Maritime coming on.
Yeah.
We've got these £1 deposits for people today. Also, just to quickly let people know that P&O and Cunard have launched their 2019 into 2020 programme this week. So people have been pre-registering for the last couple of weeks. Brilliant. And they've gone live, which is really good. And again, it's going to be a really, really good show. The other thing I want to do is quickly give a couple of call-outs, which I said I would do. So first of all, I want to give a shout-out to Gail and Ian Jones. They've booked some cruises with me this week. Big shout-out to you guys. 4 people booked with me as well this week, which was Matt, Lynn, Colin and Dawn. They've booked a cruise going over to the Greek islands. I might join you on that one myself, which would be a nice one. And also a call out going out to Bobby and Leslie Watson, who always book Cunard with us, and they've just booked a nice cruise, 26 nights down to the Caribbean from Southampton. So I said I'd say hello to Bobby and his wife Leslie. So
let me make this clear from the outset. One of the great things about going through Planet Cruise is when you call in, you will see the number on the screen. It's free to call the team. They're waiting for your call right now. But when you talk to the team, they've all got the experience like Glenn has. So they've actually been on ships. Then tell us a little bit about Planet Cruise. Well,
Planet Cruise, we've got a big team in the office. They're there till 10:30 tonight. It's always busy on a Tuesday night. I was in the office last week and the show was very, very busy with a couple of deals that we had. Right. So the team are there. Most of them have cruised before. Either they've been in the industry or they've worked with us for a number of times. You always get a friendly voice at the end of the actual phone. And again, they're not pushy. They'll give you the advice, give you what's going on, and of course let you know what we can do.
Hang on. Is that a violin? Ship on.
We've got the ship on already. Nothing worse than getting the ship on at the start of the show.
So is that a special deal? Are you okay? We've got our first special deal is in. This is not one of the cruises we're going to be chatting a great deal about, but tell us what we can enjoy from it.
So this is just coming. It's a Planet TV show exclusive price reduction. 7 nights Spain, France, Italy and Malta from Barcelona on MSC, the Bellissima, which is the beautiful new ship that's coming out on there for you. Now this is not until next year, 22nd of March 2019. ID on this one, 168510. This is a great one to go on the new ship. As I said, it's not even launched yet. Wow. Deposit from only £1 per person to get that reserved. Brilliant. Return flights from London. And look at the itinerary. Really nice time of year to go. Barcelona, Marseille, Genoa, Naples, Sicily, Valletta, and then back into Barcelona in your flights home.
I mean, this is a great cruise line. And look at that price, from £5.99, so under £600 for a 7-night cruise.
And to go on the new ship as well. And MSC are bringing out some beautiful ships, so very, very nice.
Really, write down that. If you're thinking, I might go, I like the idea of that one. Don't forget, you've got a couple of choices. You can either pick up the phone and call the team. Well, you're going to see it on the screen, so it's not worth me telling you. Or, of course, you can go to planetcruise.com.
Yep.
And through the show, we're going to be sharing with you cruise ID numbers. They'll pop up on the screen. I'll remind you of what they are. If you write down the cruise ID number, you can either share it with the team on the phone. You can see it on the blue bar right now. So this first one, which is a last-minute deal... Oh no, this isn't this one. That's the wrong details. That's the wrong details there. That's the one I'm recommending though. That's that one. That's 85 quid a night to go to the Middle East.
But this one here is the one that's on Marella.
Last minute, right?
This is a last-minute deal. So this can be our first deal of the evening. Now this one we have featured on the show a couple of times over the last few months, and I think we've filled nearly half the ship already. It's been very, very popular. But if you have a look at this one, this is up to 14 nights on this one, going from Malaga all the way back to the UK. And this one you can either go back to Southampton or to Newcastle, and the price is all inclusive. That's all your tips and all your drinks included on this one, and it's less than £50 per person per night. Really, really good value.
And let's just make this clear, you know, because maybe if you're a regular cruiser, you'll know a lot, but if you're brand new to cruising or you've thought of going but never been, The prices we're talking about include all the entertainment, and they include all the food. And now this particular ship, not true of all of them, but this particular one, tips and booze.
And booze included.
That is under fit. What sort of hotel do you get for 50 quid a night in the UK? And that won't include your food. This includes the food, the entertainment, and all the tips. So let's have a look at the ship and give us some idea of what we can expect to experience.
So this is a nice ship on this one. Now this is Discovery. So what Marella? They're now called Marella. They're not called Thompson Cruises anymore. They're called Marella Cruises. They've really updated their fleet now. They've brought in Discovery, Discovery 2, and Explorer. Explorer's coming out next month in April, May time, and they've really taken it to the next level. Now what they've made with these is they've made them all inclusive. So all your drinks, tips included. So really the only expense is when you're off the ship, in the ports of call. Now, the thing with Marella is the entertainment always gets great reviews. Yeah. Again, people come back year after year.
It's all designed for the Brits, right?
It is designed for the Brits, and it always wins the awards for the best entertainment at sea. Now, as you can see, this is a former Royal Caribbean ship. They've taken it on now. They've kept all the facilities on there. Great ship. And the feedback we get for people that have already been on Discovery 1 and 2, very, very good. And they're booking again.
Was that Keith chopping into the food there?
Probably Keith chopping in, yeah, it normally is. But again, you've got some speciality restaurants. Remember, your food, your drink, your tips are included on this one. And it's a nice itinerary. And if you've never cruised before and you think, oh, maybe it's out of our price range and we're looking for something to do, 6th of May, this is a really, really good one, and it's up to 14 nights. Now, we say it's up to 14 nights because you've got the option to either get off in Southampton and make it a 12-night cruise or extend, and that will take you back into Newcastle on that one.
So if you're from the northern part of the country, maybe coming down from Scotland or something, Newcastle's
and also the team in the office as well. If you're going out and flying out, say, I think it's Manchester and Birmingham the flights. If you're then going back into Newcastle or Southampton, the team have also got the number for the coaches to then get you back as well, so they'll do that for you.
Great, yeah. So right now we're talking prices for flights from Manchester or the East Midlands, but if you want it from somewhere else, just call the team. Bear in mind that Planet Cruise can make this bespoke to you, so ask any questions you got. So we're flying to Malaga, is that right?
Yeah, we're going to fly into Malaga on that one, and then you're going to have a nice chill-out day at sea, which is always nice. Then we head into 3 of the big ports of call in this part of the world. So we're going to start, first of all, in Lisbon. We talk about it a lot in our itineraries. Great sailing this, past the 25th of April bridge. You've got the statue. When you go into town, you've got the yellow trams, you've got the glass elevator, the huge square. Yeah. Nice opportunity to spend some time in Lisbon. Then we go over to where the port is made, over into Leixos, which is the gateway into Porto. Now, here is a stunning part along the Douro River. Just make sure when you're there you wear good footwear, because it's quite hilly in this part of the world, cobbled streets. So just make sure you've got those walking boots on. You've got the cable car going across. And as I said, we feature a lot of the Douro River cruises. This is along the Douro, and this is a nice opportunity to see here.
And being May, you're likely to see the sky looking nice and blue like that.
Beautiful weather.
Great weather.
Then we go into Vigo, another popular destination. Many of the ports use this part of the world here. And again, over into Vigo, nice chance to go off there, wander around the old streets. You've got beautiful old Gothic-style cathedrals. You can go off to places like Santiago de Compostela. You can go into the towns and walk around, or just chill out on the beach. But again, nice opportunity to take a tour there. Then we go into ports that maybe you haven't been to before, but as I said, we do feature these quite a lot. We go into Gijón, first of all, into Spain, which again is beautiful part of the harbour area there to wander around and meander. And here I just sort of tend to not do tours here. I just take it easy, sit back, relax, and of course take in the views. We then go down into Bilbao, again sticking into the Spanish area, and as I said, being in May time, the weather's not going to be boiling, but it's going to be a lot warmer than it is in the UK, and nice to just sort of top up that tan and relax. And a lot of things. You've got the Flower Dog, which is famous in Bilbao if you've never seen it, and again I think we've also got the Guggenheim Museum, which is worth a visit if you've not seen that. But great architecture and nice to stroll around in Bilbao. Then we go into a couple of ports of call that I'm not familiar with, and that's Saint-Nazaire. That's down in Brittany, into France. And again, lively opportunity to go into the old cathedral and the castle area they have there. Wonderful, wonderful buildings to wander around. And, of course, various architecture, if you're into that sort of thing, and maybe take a tour. Then we go down into Brest, into France.
I've been there.
I bet you have, yeah. So, always nice when you go into Brest. And, as I said, a good opportunity to walk around the old castle and cathedral area. Beautiful views over the port area, and as I said, a nice chance to spend the afternoon in Brest.
Gorgeous.
Then we go into Cherbourg. So Cherbourg, again, another popular destination. Starting to head back into the UK, and again, nice destination to wander around. Yeah, great sailing and out of Cherbourg, so make sure you're on the back deck when you're sailing out in the afternoon. But you'll see the old chateaux and the buildings there as you sail out of the area. Then into Zeebrugge. Now, Zeebrugge as a port is fine. It's the gateway really to go into Bruges, and we talk about Bruges quite a lot, and I would recommend going into there, past the moated area, into the horse-drawn carriages, wander around, go and have a Belgian beer and the waffles, maybe buy some chocolates for the relatives at home. But it's a stunning medieval-style buildings, and really good just to go and get lost in Bruges for the afternoon. Very simple there to get off the ship, take the train, and then straight into Bruges, take you about 25 minutes. Then we go into Le Havre. Le Havre itself has got two areas now. I think people always think Le Havre is going to be Paris. And again, it's quite a trek to get into Paris, about 2.5 to 3 hours to take the train or the tour. But again, if you want to see the highlights of Paris, of course, the Eiffel Tower, the Champs-Elysees, you could, of course, do that. The other thing I would possibly recommend is about half an hour trip is Honfleur. Honfleur is, again, another beautiful destination there. You can go into the village and the town of Honfleur. They've got the markets out there. And again, great restaurants if you just want to sit back, relax and take it easy. And Honfleur is absolutely lovely. Then from there, we go back into Southampton. Now, if you're going to get off the ship there, you can get off in Southampton.
So that's a 12-night cruise,
That's a 12-night cruise, and I think that's the same price, the 689. Or, if you're from up north and you want to stay on, you can have a chill-out day at sea and then actually disembark in Newcastle.
Yeah.
So it does give you both options.
Yeah.
What I would
funnily
say,
enough, for me, like, I'm in the East Midlands, you know,
Yeah.
near Peterborough, so the distance down to Southampton or the distance up to Newcastle
It's
is
about the
similar.
same.
So, yeah, I'd probably stay on board and get an extra 2 nights.
but again, Thompson do work with one of the coach companies that work with, obviously, many of the cruise companies, and they'll give you a price to either take you back up or take you back down, depending on what you want to do.
Perfect, isn't it? It's really, really great. Come on, let's just remind you that this is a 12 or 14 night cruise. It is all inclusive, and you've got some exclusive discounts here because you're going through Planet Cruise. If you need any questions or you want to fly from a specific airport, call the team. They're waiting for your calls right now. That number's at the bottom of the screen, or of course you can go to their website. Now write down the ID number. If this, we've had a text message from the call centre. I think you texted us last week.
Yeah.
We've had a text message saying this is already a meltdown. It is limited availability. If you would like this cruise, please call them as soon as possible. Text message just come in saying it's just crazy down there. Well done. Cruise ID is 157871. So let's show you what's included. All inclusive, as Glenn said, and that includes exclusive discounts and your tips. Outbound flight from Manchester or the East Midlands, plus all your overseas transfers. Flights available from other regional airports, as we've been telling you. Just call the team and have a chat with them. They're all knowledgeable, just like Glenn. And the sailing is available as a 12-night cruise or a 14-night cruise if you prefer to go from Newcastle. It's as simple as that. So there's our first cruise, and we've got plenty more. And of course, you never know when we're going to hear that horn go off again. And so we've already had the horn, and that may go off again through the show, and we've got another special deal lined up for you. But right now, it's a great pleasure to introduce you to a young lady that joins us from Cruise and Maritime. Let me introduce you to Moira. I'm going to grab a kiss. How are you, my lovely?
Good. Are you?
Mwah. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in tonight.
No, thank you.
My understanding is Cruise and Maritime, you've had an explosive 10 years.
Absolutely. So 2019 sees us celebrate our 10th year anniversary. And in that time, we've seen really phenomenal growth. So we started out with just one ship, our much loved Marco Polo, which of course we still have.
Classic.
And then last week we announced the launch of our 6th ship in 2019.
And you're award-winning too, aren't you?
Absolutely. So we've just recently won the U.A.E Awards for the favourite specialist cruise line. So we're really excited. We've just had the most amazing time.
They never won awards when I worked for them. When I worked for them.
Yeah, now you've gone.
Now I've gone, they're winning everything.
It's all done well.
I worked for them for 3 years. I worked on Marco Polo,
Yeah.
worked on the Asta.
Yeah, Marco Polo, beautiful ship though,
Great
isn't it?
ship. People
Great.
go back year after year, and it's fantastic out of Tilbury. So
Really
yeah,
is.
it's,
I think one of the nice things about your particular line is that, you know, you really cater for the Brits and you go out so many British ports.
We do. So we sail from 14 UK and Irish ports in 2019, and what we're offering is very much a British style, traditional home from home style ambience, and because of that we see our passengers come back time and time again. They love it because the ships are small to medium size. Our largest ship, which we're going to talk about tonight, is only 1,400 passengers. So it's just offering that experience.
Let's just make that clear, because some of you might be saying, well, surely all ships are only 1,000 passengers. No, you can be talking 4,000, 5,000 passengers these days. They're like 3.5 football fields long. So if you prefer something a little more intimate, if you prefer something, maybe mobility is a big deal for you. Maybe you just don't want to go around. Maybe you just don't want all the noise and all the families running around.
That's
then
right.
They're ideal, aren't they?
Exactly. And you mentioned families. In the main, we're adults only as well. So that's no children under the age of 16. There are a couple of exceptions. We do have some multi-generational cruises in the school holidays. However, the cruise we're going to talk about tonight is adults only. So
Great.
people can avoid the kids if they want to.
Well, before we go any further, let's take a moment to actually see the ship. And I believe, Glenn, this is you returned
We were on
to...
together, yeah. We did the filming last year, and it's my old ship. It's the old Ocean Village, and they've got it back from Australia. It's a great ship. My
Great.
first
It's
ever ship.
fantastic.
Let's have a look at Glenn's old haunting ground.
The CMV Columbus is the newest and biggest of the CMV cruise lines. As an adult-only cruise ship, the Columbus offers a more mature and sophisticated onboard experience. The British-based ship prides itself on spacious and comfortable surroundings.
The adult-only CMV Columbus is very spacious and holds up to 1,400 guests with 775 cabins. The majority are ocean views. All cabins feature private ensuite as well as shower, ample hanging and storage space, flat-screen televisions, hairdryers, fridge and that all-important safe.
Now, if you like a taste of home, you can get exactly that here at the Waterfront Restaurant. You can opt for a full English breakfast, savour a leisurely lunch and enjoy a delightful 5-course dinner. Now, if you don't fancy a 5-course dinner, then you can also opt to dine at the Fusion or Grill speciality restaurants or sample the delights of the sumptuous dinner at the chef's table, one I would definitely recommend.
Now don't worry about all this talk of tea, alcohol and food. There is a fully equipped gym that can help work off those extra pounds. Or, if you feel like being pampered, you can also book yourself in for a range of beauty treatments, or even relax with a blissful massage to take your cares away.
Now, why not check out Columbus's fascinating guest speakers? You can learn more about fascinating subjects from someone who is passionate about their interests and will want to share their knowledge and enthusiasm with you.
CMV Columbus is the perfect place for you to be entertained, as it has 6 entertainment venues. From a nightclub to a 2-tiered Palladium show lounge, there are plenty of ways to enjoy a lively and entertaining evening on board this magnificent ship. There are speciality acts and guest entertainers that complement the onboard show team, which will guarantee you evenings to go with a swing. If you're feeling in the swing of things, the 2-decked tiered Palladium show lounge even features a retractable stage, creating ample space for those glamorous ballroom dancing, so get those toes moving.
Here's the great news. You can get this cruise for just a deposit only, so don't feel like you've got to pay all the money tonight. You don't have to put down the 885. You can go for deposit only.
Yeah, that's good. And as I said, I used to work on this ship, and what's so good about when we used to have it at Ocean Village, it used to be about 2,200 passengers, and you know what it's like trying to get your sunbeds on the sea days and things like that.
Yeah.
Because you put 1,400 people on there, there's always space, isn't there?
There is lots of space, very intimate and friendly, and you just get that
So you've
personal
reduced
service.
the capacity of passengers on board.
And partly because we've got a lot of singles, so we've actually got 150 double cabins
Oh,
for
wow.
single occupancy. So
let's get everyone's attention on that, because that's always... In fact, last week, we had a cruise last week with singles, and that sold out, didn't it?
Sold out really, really quickly. So again, these go quick, and the prices are good, aren't they? On them?
Fabulous for singles, and we really look after our single passengers when they're on board as well. So.
Great, so bear that in mind. If you are travelling alone, you just want to be on your own, then this is maybe the cruise that you really want to consider. Should we take an opportunity to have a look at the itinerary?
Yeah, of course. Let's have a look.
This one's Tilbury to Tilbury, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, so we're going out to Tilbury, and what Cruise and Maritime tend to do as well is when they do some of their Tilbury cruises, they also then go to Amsterdam, which is a bit strange. People think when they're going to do an Iceland cruise, but what we do, we pick up normally about 100, 150 guests from Holland, so you have a little bit of a mixed nationalities on there.
Yeah, and they speak fluent English, don't they?
Of course they do, they're great fun. And then what we do, so you've got the day in Amsterdam while they're embarking some of the clients, you've got the day there, and then from there you're going to start your cruise fully. So you're going to have a relaxing day up sea, and that will take you up the North Sea along the coastline there, and then we're going to go right to the very top now. What's so good about Cruise and Maritime is they go to ports of call that, even though they're classed under the British Isles, you've probably never been there before. So how many have actually been up to the Shetland Islands?
18 years at sea, I've never visited the Shetlands.
It's an amazing place to go and see, and you feel like you're out of the UK, but again, of course you can use all the currency, and in theory I'll say everyone does speak English, but when you speak to them they've got a bit of an accent, so you have to... But when you're up there, when you're in Lerwick, you can go over to some of the Scalloway castles, you can go to some of the Brocks. If you've watched something like Braveheart the week before, you really feel you're in this land, and it is a great place to start your cruise. From there we head up to Tórshavn, again, places that you may not have been before.
Never been.
The only time I've ever heard is Faroe Islands, when they're getting hammered at football, so to actually go there on the cruise is something a bit different. Again, the fishing village, they rely a lot on their fishing, but again, the people there are great. They've got the grass-covered roofs, and when you wander around the town, a lot of people are dressed in traditional costume. It really does give you a sense of what this place is like. And as I said, I used to be tours manager on here, so I would recommend taking a tour to get out and see as much as you can. Then we go into Iceland. Now, Iceland I've been to a number of times before, and this almost does a circumnavigate, goes to the 4 main ports. So people say I can't pronounce this. This is Seyðisfjörður,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Normally a tender port over. And again, when we did Seyðisfjörður, you've got a beautiful port area there, but really all 4 of these ports are cool. You want to be looking at taking tours to get the most out of them.
And a good pair of walking boots.
These
Yeah.
take you out some
Absolutely, yes.
beautiful waterfalls and the hikes and strolls.
Northern Lights.
Northern Lights, I think that time of year you might be struggling,
not that
but
time of year.
what you might have up there is a lot of the midnight sun, because you will get that up there. So
Perfect
if you want to have a little bit of
time
sunbathing at 12 at night time, you can do
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
not a problem. Then from Seyðisfjörður we go round to Akureyri. Now Akureyri and Reykjavik are probably the 2 big ports of call here for your excursions, and you need to decide what you want to do. Again, you can do whale watching here. You can go on some of the jeep tours. They have massive, massive big jeeps that take you out if you want a bit more off-road. And again, you can go to some beautiful areas around there. From there we go down to Ísafjörður along the top side. Ísafjörður, again, we used to do the boat trip. Amazing landscape. That's the landscape you have. And again, we tended to tender there, take the tender boats over, and then you take the boat trip all the way over to one of the glaciers to see the puffins and the bird life.
Yeah.
And again, beautiful, beautiful part of the world. And then finally down into Reykjavik. Now Reykjavik, you have a bit of a problem here because you're there one day, you've got to decide what you want to do. 2 things I would do is, first of all, the Golden Circle, and that's the main tour there of Iceland, and that takes you over to the Gullfoss waterfall, beautiful destinations, or this place here, the Blue Lagoon, famous around the world. And again, we used to take the crew there. We used to do crew tours down there in the afternoon. But if you want to go in the waters there, you're sitting outside, you've got the cold Arctic conditions there, but you're covered in
And the water's
salt.
hot?
The water's boiling, absolutely
Wow.
boiling.
Right.
But you've got to decide what you're going to do there.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
again, I think if you're only going to go there once, maybe try that Blue Lagoon. Then you've got 3 chill-out days as you head all the way back down there, and then you're going to make your way off in Tilbury. It's a nice itinerary.
Yeah, I've got a little voice in my head going, I want to do this. Because, again, 18 years at sea, never did any of
Yeah.
those ports.
So
It's amazing.
beautiful.
Now, go on.
And then the ship itself, of course, she is very much a home-from-home ambience, just those 1,400 passengers.
Gorgeous.
And what I love about the ship is her attention to detail of the public areas. She's been beautifully refitted. We've got some fabulous specialty dining restaurants, such as Fusion, which is an Indian speciality. We also work with an organic meat company to do the grill, so if you like your surf and turf and your nice steaks, that's the place to go. But actually, Cruise and Maritime is renowned for fabulous cuisine, so even in the main restaurant, you know you're going to get a wonderful meal, as well as fantastic entertainment as well.
Looking at that price, because that's 12 nights, so that's under £74 a night.
Can I just say as
Great
well, the
value
other
for
thing I
money.
would recommend, we did it when we went on the cruise, because we went on the first cruise back in June. We took a lot of the crew that worked on Ocean Village as a reunion. We did the chef's table on there. It only holds 14 people. You get it all sectioned off. It was one of the best meals I've ever had at sea.
Wow.
With your wine as well. It was
Very
great.
nice. And great for a special occasion
Exactly,
as well.
yeah.
Don't
Really
miss
good.
out on this deal. Don't miss out. I can imagine it's going to be very, very, very busy. Get write down the ID number for this one, 170638. Brand new 2019 sailings now available, so call the team if you want any information. And by the way, if you'd like that cruise but you'd like to sail from one of the other ports, then they will be on other dates. So again, call the team and they can help you with all of those bookings. Now, upgrade to the all-inclusive with tips from £23 per person per night. Explore Iceland and Northern Isles, and there is a single special. So if you are single, this is certainly one to consider. Now, I know there is a premium all-inclusive. What's that one
so
about?
that's our Cruise and Maritime Editions programme, where you can upgrade to the all-inclusive package. You also get your tips included, but not only that, you get a lot of other benefits, so discounts off our speciality dining, all for just £23 per person per night.
That's great, and
So
there are
some
so
great
many
value
options.
options.
That's
There really is.
Cruise and Maritime. So really, write that one down. That item number is really, or ID number for that cruise is worth considering. I really appreciate you being here today.
You're very welcome. Thank you
Thanks
for
your
having
time.
me. Thank you.
Unfortunately, we do have to move on. We're going to move on now to a giant cruise line. We're talking about Royal Caribbean International. Now, this particular one is one of the biggest ships in the world. We're talking the Allure of the Seas. There's a lot to show you on this. This is an 11-night cruise. We're going to be going to Fort Lauderdale, and then it's 11 nights around the Eastern Caribbean. I was lucky enough to sail in that area for around 2 years. So let's take a moment right now to look at Fort Lauderdale. What can we expect to see here?
So Fort Lauderdale is a fantastic destination and a great pre-cruise before obviously joining the ship. Now, we've based this on a 3-night stay. If you can, and you can wangle the time, I'd probably try and extend it to 4 or 5 because there's plenty of things to do here. Now, again, you've sailed out of Fort Lauderdale,
2
but
years, yeah.
you know, you've got plenty of things to do here. So, for example, you could take a riverboat cruise all the way along the coastline there, which is there. You've got the water taxis that take you around. Now, they call this the Venice of America.
Look at
and
it.
again, you can take the boat trips along there, which are amazing. You've also got plenty of other things to see while you're there. You've got the Bonaire House and Museum. You can take your trips over to the Flamingo Gardens. What we also were talking about as well, a lot of the spring break, when the kids come do their spring break, they don't go to Miami anymore, they come over to Fort Lauderdale, don't
absolutely,
they?
yeah.
Very, very popular.
It's a huge beach. It goes for miles and miles and miles. So
well, you've got a number of beaches to go to. You can go to Deerfield Beach, you can go to Fort Lauderdale Beach itself. Also, if you want to try something a little bit different, you've got Butterfly World. You've got so much stuff to do here. But again, I would try and extend it to at least maybe 3 to 4 days in there if you can.
Yeah.
We have included...
You can pop down to Miami too if you wanted to.
Yeah, well, Miami's only half an hour away, isn't it? So again, if you want to try something else a little bit different. But what we have got included on this is one of the Everglade tours. So if you've ever wanted to go out on the boats and actually try one of these Everglade tours, we've included this on the price. And again, you might have seen the
ones with the big propeller on the back?
Propellers on the back, yeah, the old Gentle Ben and when they used to do that. So again, if you want to try that, you can do so. But I think a lot of people just think, oh, let's just go straight to Miami. But Fort Lauderdale now is a big, big destination with these cruise ports. And as I said, with this particular package, we've included a 3-night stay, and you're certainly not going to be bored while you're there. Well,
I think that it's great that you're going to get a tour included as well. I would definitely take the Everglades tour.
Definitely, yeah.
How much fun would that be? You know, you're going to see a different side of it. Because it's one thing seeing Miami, Fort Lauderdale, the big shopping areas, the gorgeous beaches, but it's a whole other thing seeing the Everglades.
What was the restaurant you used to go to?
Burt and Jack's. Owned by Burt Reynolds and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
They owned that, Burt and Jack's. It's been a number of years since I was there. So check it out if it's still there, Burt and Jack's. But the food was amazing.
And the shopping's good as well, isn't it?
Shopping, Plaza Las Americas. Do you want to go there? It's a beautiful shopping mall. It's immense, immense. I bought my wife a few dresses from there.
Oh, I bet you have.
Yeah, gorgeous place. Now, come on, let's have a look at the ship itself, because this too is a destination in its own right.
It is. I mean, no one does the Caribbean like Royal Caribbean, let's be honest. And I mean, their ships now. This one was one of their cheaper ships they built. This only cost $1.2 billion US to build.
$1.2
billion to build, yeah. And as you can see there with the Royal Court of the Promenade there, as I said now, these cruise ships, especially with Royal Caribbean, are a destination unto themselves, and they cater for all ages. Again, you've got so much stuff going on here. This only holds 5,400 people.
Wowza.
So it's like a floating shopping arcade. And as I said, the days at sea, you've got 3 days at sea here. You certainly will not be bored. You've got the swimming pools, you've got the activities. Of course, you've got all the different activities on board.
Oh, my goodness.
And then, of course, you've got the spa, you've got the gym if you want to keep yourself fit. But again, famous rich shows, West End style shows on there for you. And I think if you haven't trialled Royal Caribbean, whether you're a couple, you're a little bit older, a bit younger, or you're taking the kids with you, it's got something for everyone, and they are fantastic. If this is not the cruise for you with Royal Caribbean, have a look at some of their others, because their ships are immense, and as I said, no one does it like them.
Yeah, well, if I hadn't got the job in shopping telly and I was going to have to go back to sea, I'd got the job lined up already with Royal Caribbean.
Really?
I flew out to Miami, did the audition, got the job, and if I hadn't gotten telly, I could start a family. That's why I stayed on land. I would happily have worked for them. Beautiful cruise line.
And I say, I've been fortunate enough to be on 4 or 5 of their new ships that are launching as well. And again, they're just phenomenal. And as I said, you know, 3 days at sea, people say, well, what do we do at sea? Look at the ships. Look, that's the ships there. Look at them.
And let's make it clear too, the beauty of a cruise ship is you can do as much or as little as you want. So sometimes people used to say to me, oh, it's so organised. No. It's organised that you can go and participate if you wish.
Yeah.
But if you want to sit in a library and read a book, if you just want to get away from everyone else, then you can do that too. And that's the beauty of a large ship. You can do as much or as little
as you want. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean, if we start having a look at the actual itinerary itself, there's some great itineraries on here for you. And these, again, might be a couple of ports of call that you've not done to. So, again, as I said, we're going to start off, first of all, going on and embarking on the Allure of the Seas. And then your first destination is going down to the Bahamas into Nassau.
Love it.
Yeah. So, plenty of stuff going on here. One of the famous places to go and see is this place here, Paradise Island.
Can we go back to that? Let's show us that hotel again, because it's an amazing hotel, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is the Atlantis, which is famous in Nassau. They've also built one in Dubai, which we are going to talk about in a little bit as well.
Great. And why is that one so famous?
A lot of the rich and famous stay there, and it was famous. But you've also got the water slide that goes through the shark pool. So as you go down the glass tube there, you've got the sharks either side. You've got the plunge pools, you've got beautiful beach areas. It is paradise, and there's so much to do down there.
That view that you had of the hotel, that was as if you were standing on the back of the ship in the port, wasn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And you can also here go swimming, snorkeling. A lot of people do swimming with the dolphins, if you've never had a chance to do that. Plenty of stuff to do. As I said, the only problem is you're there one day, so you've got to pick something to do.
Hearing that music, that's like being on the back of the ship right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go back.
There you go, let's get into it.
I want to go back. Oh!
Then from there, we have a day at sea. So again, we've showed you the ship. That's what you can do to chill out and relax. And then we go into another one of the very, very popular islands.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's St. Thomas.
Yeah.
Beautiful sea, beautiful
Magan's
coastline,
Bay.
Magan's Bay, of course, which is famous.
Top 10 beach in the world.
Top 10 beach in the world, yeah. You've also got the Coral Park, Ocean Park,
Yeah.
and again you've got Blackbeard's Castle.
Yeah.
You get that real feeling. If you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, you're going to be down in that part of the world, and as I said, you're going to see as much as you can. Then we go into another one of my favourites. I've been in many, many times before. This is St Kitts. People in St Kitts do a number of different things. You can take the boat trip over to Nevis, which is the neighbouring island, and you go over to the deserted island on there. You can also do the train. The train is probably the most popular thing to do in St Kitts. If you've not been there before, I would try that in the morning and then go and explore in the afternoon. We used to go and play golf at Royal St Kitts, which is a great golf course there. Or again, you've got swimming, snorkelling, or just that's the port area there. Go off, spend some money on some jewellery, and sit there with a rum punch.
Yeah, or get out to one of the beaches. We used to go jet skiing there. Love it.
Lots of stuff to
Love
do.
it.
Then a couple of days at sea just to chill out, relax on that great ship. Then back into Fort Lauderdale, and that's where you're going to have your transfer, and then back home.
Now, there's some free upgrades available on selected dates. So if you think, I wouldn't mind an upgrade, write the number down. Write the number down right now, 0808 250 2662, and tell the team that you'd like to know about the free upgrades and what dates are available. And some of these cruises have already sold out, so we'll show you some of those in just a moment. So 3-night beach stay, 4-star hotel in Fort Lauderdale, half an hour to Miami if you want to get down there. Everglades tour is included. Free cabin upgrades, as I said, available, so just call the team, write that number down, and then you've got return flights from London. Also, it's worth writing down that ID number on this one, 175479, 175479. Let's show you the prices. And there are lots of dates available for this. So if you want to go in April, we're talking next month, you can. If you want to go in May or June this year, you can. So lots and lots of dates available for you. Just call the team. You can see, look, top right, sold out. On the right-hand side, this junior suites already selling out. So very, very busy on this particular trip. Don't miss out. So I'm being told another text has come through. The Cruiser Maritime cruise is very, very busy. Cruiser Maritime.
It will be. As I said, even if you don't want to go out to Tilbury, you can go out of other ports.
Hang on, we're getting the horn again.
We've got the horn again.
Oh! So
That's going to be a hashtag.
What's going to be this cruise? What's this one? Oh, this is a river cruise, is it, Glenn?
Yeah, now we featured a Riviera cruise last week, and again it had a single supplement on there. And as I said, I was in the office last week, and it sold so very well. Now this one here is going to be one on the Rhine, and it's a cruise from Switzerland, from Basel. Wow. It's going out on Riviera Travel, which is a great river cruise line. Departs on the 25th of October, so in about 6 months, 7 months time. ID is 173730. Now if you have a look, you've got the river views from $11.99 per person. The single, there's no single supplement. Now please note, last week we had this again, but there were only a few cabins, so once they go, they almost go to 100% supplement, so please be aware of that. And you can actually go to Superior Suite for £100 extra. It's a brand new ship. Are coming out as well, which are very, very popular as well. And again, excursions are included every port, return flights from London, plus your overseas transfers. And again, some of the big ports there, Luzerne, Basel, you go into Koblenz, and it's out into Basel and out of Cologne, so flights are included on that one.
All right, let's move on to our next cruise. We've still got 3 more to do. Still got 3 more cruises to squeeze in. This next one, I always say, my sister worked on cruise ships too. She was the dancer on the cruise ships, and this is her favourite cruise line. So she was, I don't know, 6, maybe 8 years at sea she had, and this is her favourite cruise line. This is one they can go for just £1 deposit.
£1 deposit, so...
£1 deposit, and we've got dates available for you in October of this year. So let's take a moment right now to look at the ships.
Now again, Celebrity, we're the top agent for Celebrity, and what I would say is, people book all sorts of cruises and there's plenty of lines out there. I would say that most people, when they book a Celebrity cruise, they then book again and again and again because of the level of service. Again, Celebrity are 5-star, their service is second to none, their food, their entertainment. They've just brought 18 new shows onto Celebrity ships over the last 18 months, and again, you've got plenty of things to see. The porch is great to sit outside and do some alfresco dining, and again, your cabins are beautiful. A variety of cabins. A lot of people go for the Aqua, which is a beautiful chance to go and eat in the Blue restaurant. But again, it caters for all ages as well. And I just think it ticks the boxes in all the places. If you want 5-star large cruise ship going out of Southampton, this is the one for you. Silhouette replaced Eclipse. Eclipse was my favourite ship. Silhouette's come in this year, or it's starting this year, and it's selling so very, very well.
Gorgeous looking ship, isn't it?
Beautiful.
They are. They're awesome. When you see a cruise ship like this, you're just in awe. When you're standing on the pier beside it, you're in awe. And I told you my sister loves celebrity. Sean Ryan, that works here, one of our presenters, he's actually on one of the ships right now. I'm being told he sent some pictures in, and we'll show those to you a little later on.
He's always on a cruise ship.
Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So let's take a moment to look at the itinerary so you can see where we're going to be sailing to. So this is another one that's Southampton,
yeah,
no
so
luggage,
this
no
is
worries.
October. People are saying, oh, going out of Southampton in October, but this is a Canary cruise, so you know it's going to get warmer and warmer as you head down.
Yeah,
so again, with Southampton, you can take as much luggage as you want. We do recommend that you possibly stay at the Holiday in Winchester the night before, £95 per person, and that will give you your one-night stay, bed and breakfast, transfers, and your parking for the duration, so it's well worth doing. Now, when you head down from Southampton, you can go down into Vigo. We've talked about Vigo already. From there, you're going down to Lisbon, which again, we've already mentioned Lisbon. Lovely sailing there. And then, as you know, once you get to about Vigo area, it's going to get warmer and warmer, which is nice. The Canaries have got the best weather in the world, they reckon. 320 days of sun a year. And again, Lanzarote, one of the big islands. You can take the camels out for a ride. You can go over to the sand dunes. You can go and chill out on the beaches. You can also go to Arrecifes, where you dock. You've got plenty of stuff to do there in Lanzarote. Then into Gran Canaria, Las Palmas. I used to live here when I used to rep. And again, you've got Puerto Rico and Playa de Ingles, places to go and see. But again, plenty of stuff to wander around the streets there. It's such a nice area to go and have a wander around. And as I said, you've got the big Canarian islands. So if you've not done the Canaries before, you're ticking all the boxes with this particular cruise. We then go off to Tenerife, into the north of the island. You're going to Puerto de la Cruz. And again, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, when they go on holiday now, they go out to Tenerife every year. Well, they went on a cruise once with us, with Cruise and Maritime, we were there. Yeah. They go back to Tenerife every year because they love that part of the world. Again, the Lido area to walk off there in Santa Cruz is phenomenal. And again, we can also go into the centre of the island to Mount Teide. Down south, you've got Playa de Americas and Los Cristianos. Lots and lots of stuff to see in Tenerife itself. Then one of the great islands, we do a lot of the transatlantics over to Madeira, if you've not had a chance to go there. I say a lot that it's always Europe meets the Caribbean. Home of Ronaldo, the footballer, that's where he was born. But again, if you go there, you've got the tropical parts of the island, very, very hilly. Go up into the hills and look down onto the ship. You'll get some good views of the ship.
Toboggan,
you can try the toboggan and the cable car. Tea at Reeds, plenty of stuff to do there in Madeira itself. Then a chill-out day as we then go over to La Coruña. La Coruña back into Spain again. The gentleman that owns Zara, that's where he's born. And again, there you can wander around the streets, but you can also from there go over to Santiago de Compostela, which is definitely one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and I recommend that you do that from La Coruña. Into Bilbao, we've already talked about Bilbao with the Guggenheim Museum, and a nice sailing there as well, and then a chill-out day, and then back into Southampton.
And there's a lot of reasons to consider this. Well, first of all, £1 deposit, which is great value for money, isn't it? But as you can see on the screen right now, if you go Ocean View and above, you're going to get half-price tips. But if you go Ocean View, you'll also get a free upgrade to balcony. And if you go with Planet Cruise, they're going to include drinks package and $300 spend per stateroom. Again, that's Ocean View and above. But you might even decide to go suite class. And then you get free premium drinks and $300 per stateroom, plus Wi-Fi, and your gratuity is included. So lots of reasons to consider Planet Cruise.
And I'd say, if you look at that, as I said, we've got the free classic drinks package on that for you. So if you've got your drinks included, you've got your gratuities, half-price gratuities, so we'll pay them before you go, and you're getting $300 on board spend, which can go towards some of the speciality restaurants, you can go to the spa, or you can go to excursions. To be perfectly honest, there really isn't much extra you're going to be paying for. Now, with the drinks package, again, this is based on the classic drinks package, which, to be quite honest, 95% of people stick with on there, really. It's got your speciality teas, coffees, sodas, juices. So it's not all about the alcohol, it's non-alcoholic cocktails and smoothies. Then on to alcohol, you've got your beers, spirits, wines and cocktails, which Sean knows he likes on there. You've got a wide selection of alcoholic beverages in the specialty bars and restaurants. And when you buy your wine, when you get your wine, you get it by the glass. Now, if you want to actually buy bottles of wine, you get 15% off all wines by the bottle purchase on board. So it is really, really good value, because the big thing you're going to have when you get on board the ship is your drinks. That's what's going to cost you the money. If it's included, it takes that worry away.
So again, talk to the team and ask them about the cruise, which is Celebrity Cruises, the cruise ID 130383. Have we got the photos of Sean? Have we? Oh, we have.
Oh, there he is working
look
hard
at that
again.
ship. Do you see what I mean about it being awesome? You look at that and you can't believe that's your hotel. It is amazing, isn't it? Where is he? Do you know where he's cruising?
He's down in the Caribbean. I think he's doing a bit more like Colombia, Cartagena, that sort of
part
of the world.
Limon.
Yeah,
Limon,
yeah. So I'm not feeling sorry for him, but as I said, I do think when celebrity ships pull in support, you know, every cruise company have got their own. Their own sort of, you know, Royal Caribbean are the same, but Celebrity are classy, they're beautiful, beautiful ships. And as I said, if you've not tried a Celebrity before and you think, well, I really want to have a go, because they're selling so well this year, their prices have generally been quite high because they're almost sold out. This is a really, really good value to try this. Balcony, $300, drinks package, half price gratuities. If you want to try it, this could be the one. And a £1 deposit.
Consider that, but we've still got 2 more. In fact, the next one, I told you I had 18 years at sea. The next ship was my last 2 years, or in fact, a couple of years more than that with the company. I did QE2, and then the Queen Mary 2 came out. She was the biggest ship in the world at the time, and I was lucky enough to be on her during her inaugural year. So let's take a moment to see Cunard. This is pretty impressive because this is 2 days in Niagara, 2 nights in New York City, and then we join the ship, right?
Exactly. So this one's going to start off flying over into Toronto on air, and then from there we are then going to make our way to Niagara. Obviously one of the great sights to see. Now, I'll be honest with Niagara, it's a great place to go and see, but 2 days is long enough there. I would say. You know, we've included on there the journey behind the falls, which is one of the excursions there.
That's included,
That's included.
Brilliant.
But you can also take the boat trip if you want to do that as an optional extra. But obviously it is very, very spectacular. But once you've been there for 2 days and seen the waterfall, you've seen it. Now, what I would say is the hotel that we use there, we normally use one like the Sheraton.
I hope nobody's watching that lives in Niagara.
Well, yeah, but once you've seen the waterfall, you've seen it, haven't you? You can only see it from so many different views. So 2 days is long enough. But what I'd say, the hotels we use are so close to falls, if you leave your window open, you're going to get wet.
Really?
Yeah, so it would be one of the hotels right there, great views, and as I said, you've got your 2 days there. From there, we're then going to take you on the Amtrak train. Now, rather than flying, we're actually going to Amtrak you down from Niagara down to New York.
Great.
It's a full-day train, but again, with this one, you're going to get a chance to actually see the views as you're going down. It's a nice trek down, and again, you've got buffet carts on there to get yourself food and drink. Just relax and just taking the views. Everyone flies everywhere now, and you never get to see anywhere, so it's quite nice to sit
And their
back
trains are very different to ours, aren't they?
They are very, very different. But again, it's a bit of an experience, and then we're going to take you into W.A.E, one of the great cities in the world. Now, personally, if you've not done New York before, we've included a 2-night stay on here. I think you'd be mad not to go to at least 3 days. Just add it on. It might be £70, £80 per person extra for an extra night. And normally the hotels we have for you are in the centre of Times Square. So from there, you can literally get around to Broadway. You can go over to Central Park, Empire State Building. But, you know, if you're in New York, have not done it before, we've given you 2 nights, extend it to at least 3. Give yourself a chance.
But you were lucky enough, they flew you out to the ship and you got to do the video on there, right?
Well, yeah, no, they didn't fly me out to New York. They bussed me over to Southampton.
And
I'm not sure.
You worked on the Queen Mary too, didn't you?
I was excursions on there. I did the World Cruise on there.
Great.
And this piece of footage is TV gold.
Come on, let's have a look at this TV gold.
Cunard is a cruise line that has one of the richest histories. So it's fitting that moving forward they have decided to pay homage to this history while still being cutting edge with its latest multi-million-pound refit on board the Queen Mary 2. This striking new grand lobby is one of the most spectacular and noticeable differences, with 2 of the glass lifts being removed, creating a lighter, brighter entrance and giving even more of a grand central space. With its classic and stylish Art Deco detail, you can see how this remastering has truly enhanced its traditional touches. And now, with the additional room, there is 18 staterooms with views that overlook this stunning atrium. What was once the Winter Garden has now been transformed into the Corinthia Lounge. This venue is now the perfect tranquil space for people to relax during the day with a selection of food and beverages available, before transforming into an elegant yet informal evening venue, offering up light entertainment with a selection of wines and a port vintage wall offering the finest collections of port at sea. We then have here the classic Commodore Club, which has been remastered with a fresh new look and a new cocktail menu to go with it, featuring 7 new signature cocktails inspired by the 7 knighted Commodores of Cunard's history. And finally, Sir Samuel's has undergone a redesign with the additional of the much-loved Godovia handcrafted Belgian chocolate being added to the complimentary pastries and snacks available. Here we are in the height of luxury, in one of the Queen penthouse suites here on Queen Mary 2. In 2016, Cunard embarked on a £90 million refurbishment and all cabins and suites have been remastered. If you're travelling by yourself but you don't want to pay the huge supplements, we do have our single traveller cabins. Absolutely stunning for those people that want to go across the Atlantic on the Queen Mary 2. Then we make our way up to the ocean view cabins, or if not, why not try one of the balconies. But if you really want to push the boat out, and pardon the pun, you might want to try one of the Queen's grills or the Prince's grills. You can relax in the lounge area here. You can sleep in one of the beautiful new beds they have, or why not relax in the bathtub. Or if you really can't be bothered to do anything at all, why not call your butler and let them do the work for you. Absolutely stunning, and the best way to go from Southampton to New York.
Took me down memory lane there.
Or New York to Southampton.
Yeah, no, it really took me down memory lane. And at the beginning of that little video clip, you were at the bottom of the stairs that kind of sweeps around. My office used to be just under there next to the
my office used to be just under there as well. I mean, what they did, they remastered the ship. They called it a remastering. They spent $90 million on it. And normally when you do these sort of...
$90 million just to refit it?
Just to refit it. So what they did is they took the elevators out of the main atrium area. They changed a lot of those single cabins, took a bit of the casino out.
Wow.
They changed the Lido buffet, which I never thought was great, so they've made that really, really nice now. And as I said, other touches. All cabins have been remastered. So I think what you'll find is sometimes when they do this, you think, well, where's the money being spent? You can see it on there, and the ship is looking great.
And let's share this with you, because again, if you're not au fait with cameras, with cruise ships, I've been on telly too long. But if you're not au fait with cruise ships, you may not know this, but most cruise ships these days have a flat bottom. This does not. This has a V hull, isn't it? It's deep into the sea. It's specifically designed to cross the Atlantic.
Well, I would say I've been fortunate enough to work on a lot of ships, okay? And I did the World Cruise, and when the Queen Mary sails in anywhere in the world, everyone stops. Every paper, every newspaper, and you actually feel proud to work on there, sail on there. You could have 3 or 4 other ships in port. Queen Mary arrives, it's like the rock star of cruise ships. And again, if you want to do a transatlantic, that's what it's designed for. It's the only ship in the world designed for transatlantics, and you've got the opportunity to do that. 7 days at sea just to relax, taking the beauty of this ship, and then again back into Southampton.
And it's still got things like the planetarium still on there?
Planetarium still on there, still got the white glove service. And what's great with Queen Mary as well, when you walk around, you'll see all the famous people that have travelled with Cunard before. You know, Fred Astaire, Bing Crosby, Marilyn Monroe, they've all been on there, and you can see the pictures. And that's when not only you travel on it, but when you work on it, you do feel a real sense of pride.
Yeah, it's an experience, there's no doubt about it. Now, P&O, I'll just share some details with you on this particular cruise. But P&O and Cunard have got their pre-registration. I'll get Glenn to tell you about that before we wrap this one up. Again, there's the ship in the background. She is awesome. If you're going across the Atlantic, she is the way to do it, the way to do it. So 2 nights in Niagara, 2 nights in New York, then you've got your 7-night transatlantic crossing. Again, she's got a V hull. That means she deep down into the water. She is designed for that job. One of the very few ships in the world today that has that, or cruise ships. Outbound flights from London. If you want to fly from somewhere else, just call the team and they can sort that out for you and let you know what possibilities are available. Let's go through the prices. There are some sellouts. You can see those. Look, sold out, sold out, sold out. So there are sellouts on this already. Dates available this year in July, August, September, October, November and December. So take full
What's also nice, if you just have a quick look at that one, the 4th of December, I know it's going to be cold when you're over there, but it's going to be very, very Christmassy, especially New York time. And then by the time you get back, it's going to be just before Christmas. So that's quite a nice one to go for. But yeah, if you've never tried Queen Mary, try it. It's looking great.
Cruise ID for that is 156798. 156798. And tell us a little bit about the pre-registration for 2019 and 2020 for P&O and Cunard.
So guests have been calling over the last couple of weeks, pre-registering for Cunard and P&O. They're going live this week. I think Cunard past passengers went live on Monday. I think P&O past passengers go live tomorrow. But if you want to register for 1920, stuff's on the website now. Again, £1 deposits on there as well. And people say, why would I want to book that far enough? If you want to book a cabin, you want to get the benefits of the onboard spend and the car, do it now. We can pick the cabin for you. And again, it's something to look forward to. But we've been very, very busy, and that's gone live this week.
We've got one more to squeeze in, and I'm very excited about this particular trip myself. This is a chance to go to the Middle East and see so many places that you may have heard of. And you don't have to spend a whole week there. You get to really enjoy a taster. So let's take a moment right now to have a look at the ship so you can see what your hotel will be like.
So
for
again,
the 12
we
nights.
sell a lot of MSCs. We had a deal on last week and they sold like absolutely unbelievable. But a lot of the ships aren't going over to the Middle East now, and I don't know why, but I know a couple of other companies are starting to go back there. But if you want to try the Middle East, it's a great chance to do this. Now, this one's a 12-night United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Qatar and Oman. Lead date on here is the 29th of November. But again, we have plenty of other dates on there for you. Now, with this one as well, with the ships, when they're based out of Italy, which is when a lot of the MSC ships are, again, there'll be a massive sort of mix of European clientele as well as the Brits. When you go over to Dubai, it seems to be a little bit more Brit-based, but again, you've got that flavour. It's not a completely British-style cruise venue. Modern ships, very, very trendy, Great shows on there as well. The restaurants, the food, you can upgrade on the drinks package on there as well. But they are very, very popular. And as I said, if you've not tried MSC before, get on one, they're good.
Yeah, it's a really one to consider. ID number for this one is 164966. You'll see it spinning around. Notice also £1 deposit. £1 deposit. So if it's really making your heart pounce, you think, I'm interested in this, £1's all there looking for.
And you've got a bit of money left at the end of it, you think, I'm going to blow that £1.
Come on, let's take a moment to see the itinerary. So on this particular one, we fly out to Dubai.
Yeah, so we're going to fly out to Dubai on this one. Now, again, we could add on a 2-night stay in a Dubai hotel for £120 per person. Or, if you really want to treat yourself, we spoke about it earlier, over in Nassau, but they've got also one in Dubai. They've got the Atlantis Palm for £270 per person. You can add on that as well. So if you want to treat yourself and see as much of Dubai as you can, old meets new, try that desert safari. It's a great way to do it. You can actually overnight in the desert as well. They've got the tents. You can do the walk the clouds, where you go to the highest, the Burj Khalifa, which is the highest building in the world, and you're right above the clouds. It's something so spectacular. And as I said, you've got the palm, and it is old meat new. It is a great place to see. Now, this one is going to give you an overnight on board. Then we go into Abu Dhabi, which is fast rivaling Dubai as the place to go and see. Of course, you've got many things to do, but again, it's a modern metropolis that's springing up. Plus, you've got the Grand Mosque and the old style buildings there. Again, you can go out into the desert, but if you try and go over to Yas Island, that's where they've got Ferrari World, the biggest water park in the world. Plenty of stuff to keep you busy, and that's over on Yas, but that's Dubai. Then we go on to Siri Banas Island. This is the private island that they have there. So again, when you go onto this island, they've got the marine and wildlife there. You can go and relax on the beach. You can try the water sports as well. Plenty of stuff to do there, and that's Siri Banas Island. Then we go into Bahrain. Now, Bahrain is a place that many of the cruise lines don't go into, so this is a little bit different. We've got the Grand Mosque, you've got the souks and places to go and visit round there, and again, plenty of sites to go and see, but that Grand Mosque is something to go and witness, and it is an amazing sight to behold. But that's Bahrain, which I thought a lot of people haven't been to before. Yeah. Then we go down into Doha. Again, that's the normally the stopover when you're flying over with Qatar Airlines on there, but this is a chance to spend the day there. You can see very similar to Abu Dhabi and Dubai with these modern skyscrapers springing up, but again, you've got the old century-old market to do a bit of haggling and bartering, and then see it come to life in the evening. Then a chill-out day, and then we've got an overnight on board in Muscat. So for here, the sailing here is beautiful through the Oman fjords, and that's spectacular, which I think people don't really realise. You've got the Corniche area to walk along. Again, you've got the forts, and you can go and do a bit more active water sports, and of course the Royal Palace. So whatever you want to do there, you've got 2 days in Muscat. Then into Kasab, and again, Kasab, we're heading around this whole area. So this is taking in many of the sites that you haven't seen before, and you've got places here, again, through these field areas, and the sailing in and out there is beautiful. Then finally, back into Dubai for another overnight. So you've got even more time. If you didn't do it on the start, you can do it at the end there, and you've got the overnight before flying back. But again, remember, you can add on those extra stays if you want to. And lots of dates available to you on this particular one. So you can add on, as Glenn was telling us, 2 nights. You pick which ones you want to do. You can do both if you want to, but enjoy this, really enjoy it, because it's a rare opportunity to get a cruise around this part of the world. It's a brilliant opportunity for you. Exclusive £1 deposit on it, and flights available from Stansted. That's one we're talking about right now, but we've also got other dates that will give you London Heathrow, London Gatwick. Yeah. Just call the team and they can give you all that information. They're waiting for your call right now. Let's go through the prices on this particular one. You can see very, very, very affordable. When you think what it can cost you to stay in a hotel in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, this is a brilliant way to go see so much of the world. But let's take a moment right now to recap, because we've told you about all 6 of the cruises. If you've just joined us, we're going to try and give you a quick recap so you can write down the item numbers for the ones you're interested in. So you want to tell us about the first one, Glenn? First one, popular, 6th of May, 14-night Hidden Treasures, Malaga to Newcastle. You can take it to 12 nights to Southampton if you want. All-inclusive drinks and tips, outbound flights from Manchester or East Midlands, and again, you've got supplements from other airports. But this is a great value, 689 per person on this one, and again, you've got the ID there on the screen for you. And then we've got the Cruise Maritime 12 nights. That was Iceland and the Shetland Islands. Brand new 2019 sailings available as well, so again, call the team, they can tell you about it. Upgrade to the premium, all-inclusive, just £23 per person per night, and you can explore Iceland and the Northern Isles. That's one to consider if you're on your own. If you're travelling alone, there is a single special available, ID 170638. Then we've got that nice one there with the Royal Caribbean on one of the biggest ships in the world, Allure. You can also have your stays there in Fort Lauderdale, 3 nights, maybe extend it a little bit longer. You've got the Everglades tour on there, free cabin upgrade available on selected dates. And again, you've got the chance there for your return flights from London, plus all overseas departures. The ID for that is 175479. Lead date is the 13th of September this year.
And then you've got another cruise. It's £1 deposit. That's Celebrity on the Silhouette. 13 nights, and that's down to the Canaries. Free classic drinks package and $300 spend if you go Ocean View and above, and you get an automatic upgrade to balcony. If you go Ocean View and above, you've also qualified for a half-price gratuities offer. Call the team for details. Exclusive £1 deposit. That's why you want to go with Planet Cruise. And if you decide to go for the suite bookings, then you'll even get a better deal. You get Wi-Fi and your gratuities included.
Then we go on to our hold home, the Queen Mary. So you've got your 2 nights in Niagara, 2 nights in New York, maybe try and extend it, and then offshore transatlantic. ID 156798. Lead date on there 7th of November this year, but we do have other dates.
And then, of course, we've got the 12 nights around the United Arab Emirates on MSC Lirica. The overnights, by the way, when you get an overnight, the ship's your hotel, so you can go on and off as much as you want to. You can add 2 nights in Dubai if you wish. You can add 2 nights at the Atlantis Palm Hotel, very famous hotel. You've got the £1 P&P, £1 per person. That's my shopping telly experience coming through now. £1 per person deposit, that's your deposit. And of course you've got the opportunity to go from Stansted or London Heathrow, London Gatwick to talk to the team.
Then we just had those couple of late deals on there for you. So the new ship, which is the Bellissima on there, which is the exclusive deal on there, £1 deposit on that, $599 for next year, and that's return flights from London. And then we also had, which was the other one on there, which was the River Cruise, and again, no single supplement on that one. And as I said, that's going to sell very, very well.
Write down the phone number or go to their website, Planet Cruise. The phone number is 0808 250 2662. Write that down. 0808 250 2662. The team are waiting for your calls right now. They will be there until 10 o'clock tonight. And of course, you can always go to planetcruise.com. If you've got the ID numbers, you can put those into the search engine on planetcruise.com.
Just give the guys a call and they'll help you.
Glenn, a big thank you to you.
Pleasure, mate.
Good to see you again.
Cheers, guys.
A big thank you to you. Happy cruising. Go book one right now. See you soon.
Hi everyone, thanks very much for watching the video. Please don't forget to comment and subscribe below, and remember to click the bell to get those notifications turned on. And if you're looking for more fantastic travel content like this, then click on the videos to the right. It will be really, really informative. Or you can click on the Planet logo to the left and go to our website for some really fantastic deals. Thanks for watching.